did what I was supposed to. That's not fair.
We gotta make it, but it's cozy in the rut. Too busy coping to see what we've all become. A hooded man is stuck and got you on the run. Don't look back, his face is just the muzzle of a gun. Don't look behind you or it'll find you. Yeah, but you better run. Do I need to remind you this is way too better than anyone? I don't recognize you, I used to like you before all that we done. Do I need to remind you this is way too better than anyone? For the lights off and they all through a fence.
All right, and welcome to Ignition 5, of course. 288 people in Michigan, the Almada Hall. And we kick off as Don Callis comes out to the ring. He's got a really smug grin this week, or this show, I should say, as Detroit let him have it. He raises the mic, cutting through the noise. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time again for history to be made. Because Don Callis doesn't just manage talent, I create stars. I don't settle for being associated with good. I find the absolute best. And today, I present to you the future of this industry, the new chosen one, the man who will carry Crimson Championship Wrestling into a new era. My main man, my hand-picked franchise player, Robert Roode. Robert Roode then comes out. He steps onto the stage in a suit oozing confidence. He shakes Callis' hand and steps down the ring and, soaks in all the booze. You people are looking at the best thing to ever happen to CCW. Don Callis saw what none of you could see. He saw greatness. He saw a man who could stand above this roster of pretenders and elevate this company to heights it would have never reached before. I am the future. I am the standard. And make no mistake about it, after Cemetery Gates, when I make my in-ring debut, the entire world will know exactly why Don Callis chose me. With his guidance and my talent, there is no ceiling, and no one can stop us. He looks at Callis and then smiles back at the crowd. This is the dawning of a new era. The Callis Roode era. And at the center of it all is me, Robert Roode, the main man, the chosen one, the man who will make CCW absolutely glorious. Callis applauds proudly, nodding as Roode raises his arm arrogantly to the booze. Man, Robert Roode is here in CCW.
Wow, man. Wow.
65 rated segment. This save is going crazy. We're in September of 2013, as everyone can see, and we have just signed Robert Roode. Now, Robert Roode has left TNA, so at the moment, we're the only company. That's huge,
man. As with Robert Roode, it's kind of crazy to think, man. I can't lie.
It's like, yeah, absolutely crazy. The great gimmick as well gives a large boost of star quality. That's going to be absolutely huge. But now it's time for our No Limits tournament match, BT. I'll let you take it away.
Thank you very much. We see No Limits Championship tournament matchup here as Ricochet defeats Timothy Thatcher in almost 13 minutes with the 6:30 senton in a 64 rated matchup here. 73 for Ricochet and Timothy Thatcher with a 44. Ricochet advances through to the next round. And huge win. Good match. Love to see it.
For sure, man. Absolutely crazy. We now know it's going to be Ricochet taking on Adam Cole in the semifinal, which is, holy crap, what a match, right?
Hey, that's a big matchup.
64 here. Let's move into a backstage interview. We have Brandy Reed. She interviews Machine Gun Carl Anderson. She says, Carl, last Ignition, you stepped into the No Limits Championship tournament and picked up a big win over Adam Page. How are you feeling after advancing to the next round? Machine Gun says, Brandy, let me tell you something. Everybody out there thought Adam Page was going to walk all over the Machine Gun. But last week, I went out there and I proved that I am not just some name off the plane. I proved why I've been all around the world winning championships, making my mark everywhere I go. He then sort of, pumps himself up a bit and goes, this was just the first shot fired, one down, and the rest of this tournament, they're already in my sights. Because when the smoke clears and that final bell rings, you're looking at the man who's going to stand tall with that No Limits Championship in my hands. Brandy then says, so you're guaranteeing a victory? Guaranteeing, Brandy, you're talking to the machine gun. I don't miss. I don't just say I'm going to win it all. I win it all. And anybody in my way, they're just another body on the battlefield. Anderson smirks and, of course, does the finger gun torn at the camera and walks off as she just nods and sends it back to ringside, where we have a one-on-one match.
Wow, good stuff here as we see the in-ring debut of Elias Sampson as he defeats Willie Mack just under 12 minutes with the Halo Bomb. 33 rated match there. Elias with an 18.
Yeah, man. Off his game and rusty. Ooh.
And Willie Mack with 35. They have good chemistry, but also Elias is rusty. So we're gonna him out of the rust. But a good first win here for Elias Sampson in CCW.
Of course, but quickly after the match, BT, we're going to cut backstage if you want to run us through the action.
Oh, yeah, here. Look, we see backstage here. Camera's cutting backstage. We see Kevin Steen and Daniels. They're throwing punches backstage. They're up against the concrete rule. As Steen rams Daniels into a production crate while Daniels fires back with some sharp elbows. Crew members scramble, yelling for help as the brawl spills into the hallway. Steen says while throwing a knee, he yells, "You think you're better than me, huh? Daniels, your time with that title is over." And Daniels, he's gritting his teeth while shoving Steen back. He says, I'm better than you, man. I'm better than you, Steen. That's why you cheap-shotted me like a coward. And they crash into a stack of chairs, sending metal clattering to the ground. Security rushes in, trying to pull them apart, but both men keep breaking free, clawing at each other. And then Don Callis enters the scene here. He storms into frame, shouting over the chaos, his voice cutting through the noise. Don Callis says, "Enough! That's enough! You two want to tear each other apart, and I don't earn a single dime?" Security finally creates a barrier between Steen and Daniels, both of them snarling, sweating, and trying to push through. Don Callis then pointing at both Daniels and Steen. "Daniels, you call yourself a champion. Steen, you want to destroy Daniels." That's the crowd, they're watching on the big screen. They can be here cheering, roaring as Callis makes his big announcement here. As Don Callis says with a dramatic pause, "Fine. At Cemetery Gates, it's official. Daniels, you will defend the CCW World title against Kevin Steen." And the crowd pops huge as Steen grins through the rage, shouting, "It's mine," while Daniels back over my dead body. Security holds both men apart as the segment fades, with Callis shaking his head in frustration, but smirking slightly at the muddy match he just signed. Cemetery Gates.
Yeah, man.
Boom.
It is on. I cannot wait. But speaking of on, it's the No Limits Championship tournament again. We have Uha Nation taking on Paul Burchill. 57, by the way. Let's not just gloss over that. That was really good. All right, Paul Burchill, Uha Nation. Uha Nation picking up a win over Paul Burchill with the Uha combination. 9.5 minutes here. 64 for Nation. Paul Burchill, though, with a 44, man. And we were actually talking about this before Ignition. We're going to get a little... Oh, my God. We're peeling back the curtain a little bit in this save. Paul Burchill has been really good for us. Just as, like, that veteran guy. He's always been good backstage. So, shout out Paul Burchill.
Shout out Paul Burchill, man. Good stuff.
For sure. But after this match, of course, we now know it's going to be Uha Nation taking on Carl Anderson in the semifinal. And then on the other side, Adam Cole, Ricochet. But now we're going to go backstage and we're going to hear a little bit from someone who we haven't seen yet.
As we see backstage, the camera fades into a dimly lit corner backstage. Jake the Snake Roberts is sitting on a steel chair, shadows casting across his face. Beside him, Crazy Mary Dobson stands silently, eyes wild, head twitching slightly, almost swaying like she's caught in her own storm. Jake slowly turns toward the camera, speaking in that low, unsettling tone. Jake says, "You know, in this business, talent is everywhere. But talent doesn't mean a damn thing without guidance. Without somebody who's been down in the gutter, who's felt the cold bite of the snake and climbed out the other side. I know what it's like to stand at the top of the mountain, and I know what it takes to get there. He slowly glances at Dobson, who cracks a faint, twisted smile, rocking side to side like she's feeding off Jake's words. As Jake continues, "This young lady right here, she's chaos wrapped in skin. She's danger with a heartbeat, but chaos without direction, that burns out fast. I won't let that happen. I've taken her under my wing, and I promise you this. I'm going to guide her. I'm going to sharpen her teeth. And when the time is right, she'll sink him into the flesh of this company and never let go." Jake leans forward, voice dropping even lower, almost a whisper, as Robert says, "As I once conquered, she will conquer. As I once ruled, she will rise. The mountain's high, but I've walked that path before. And now, Crazy Mary Dobson will walk it with me. The difference is, when she gets to the top, she won't just stay there. She'll own it." Mary tilts her head back and lets out a manic laugh, her eyes wide and unblinking as Jake smirks knowingly. He gives the camera one last piercing stare before the shot fades to black.
Good promo there.
Wow.
Really well read there, BT. But very good gimmick.
Dang.
This is good, man. This is good. Small boost of psychology. I'm really keen to see this pairing. It might seem a little odd to some people, but I'm really keen for it.
Of course.
All right, this is going to be a moment, guys. So as we know, Robert Roode, of course, earlier tonight signed with CCW, as we saw. So he's trying to make some friends backstage. Maybe we'll see. And in a 72 rated segment, the camera pans backstage as I guess maybe Brandy Reed's there and she starts to speak, but the crowd buzz gets louder as the newly signed Robert Roode steps into frame. Of course, you know, straightens his tie, smirking confidently as he's getting booed. Joining us now, making his official debut earlier tonight, signing with CCW, Robert Roode. And Robert Roode raises his hands to cut the interviewer off, so just puts his hands, stop. And before a word can even be spoken, he slowly scans the camera, smirk fading into a cold, serious stare. Before he can say anything, a sudden stir off camera draws everyone's attention. Then we see Mr. Kenny Omega. He's sort of casually dressed, he's about to have a match up next. He doesn't say anything. He just walks into the frame and stands opposite Roode. The two lock eyes, and it's probably the biggest stare down, I would say, of this era. Kind of crazy to say that, but anyway. The crowd can be heard roaring as the camera zooms in closer on their faces. Neither one blink. Roode finally smirks, tilting his head ever so slightly, almost to say like Kenny's not on his level. Kenny tilts his head back in defiance, clenching his jaw, but still silent. Time goes on. The interviewer walks out the way. It feels a little awkward. Bobby Roode sort of adjusts his tie, adjusts his cufflinks, breaking eye contact, and walks away without a word. But Kenny stays put, and he stares him down the hallway. Sort of, angry that he's here. The camera sort of stays on Omega's face, and he finally lets out a whisper, just loud enough for the microphone to pick it up. Glorious mistake. We then go to like a commercial break. Maybe we go to an advertisement for Cemetery Gates. When BT, we get into our main event, but at 72, holy crap, we are about to go into our main event. Hopefully, we can get around that sort of rating. Let's get into it, man.
Main event time.
Oh my god.
Oh, we get the one night appearance of Chavo Guerrero Jr. He cops a fat L the cleaner Kenny Omega in 14 and a half minutes with the one in Winged Angel, of course, 79. Rated matchup here as Kenny gets a 78, 55 for Chavo. Great gimmick for him, but it doesn't matter because, again, one night appearance for Chavo.
Yeah.
And wow, what a main event.
What a main. Holy crap, 79. CCW is heading in the right direction, people. 100 times over. God. All right, should we finish up the show? I would love to see. What did we get last show?
67, I
67.
think.
Okay, I'd love to see that. In a 67 rated show, increased in 42 regions. This is big. I think we got to go Roode and Omega, right?
Roode and Kenny.
Yeah.
Roode and Kenny.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's do that. Let's go Kenny Omega. I just want to give him a hug, man. This guy's the best. And Robert Roode, he's going to get praised for a great performance. Was happy with our speech and seemed pleased. As for financial, that's rough. That's rough. We knew it was going to be rough, though. We knew it was going to be rough. We're bringing in Chavo. We're bringing in Roode. It's rough. Look, I'm not worried about money, guys. You think once we actually get our merch up and once we eventually can buy a few companies, make some big moves, we're going to be okay. We're going to be okay.
100%. 100%.
Popularity. Let's check it out. We stayed the same here because we've gained all we can this month. But we do go up in Ontario, Alberta. So there's a few regions we go up. It's important.
Yeah.
But that's going to do us for another episode. Next episode will be the Go Home Show 2 Cemetery Gates. And then, of course, the one after that, Cemetery Gates. I hope you guys are enjoying it. We are loving this. It's currently BT's birthday at the time of recording. I said, BT, what do you want to do? We can do anything. We can stream. We can do this. We can do that. And he goes, can we do CCW? It's cool, man. We're loving it. Make sure to go check out the Max Hit Hub as well. But BT, I'm going to kick it over to you for the final goodbye.
Yeah, look, honestly, as Matt said, I'm loving this series, man. It's a great series. We're enjoying it. We hope you guys are enjoying it too. We're not going to stop. We're never going to stop. Holy moly. Holy McFoley. I'm going to stop rambling because if you like the video, of course, guys. Comment down below your thoughts on the episode, your thoughts on the series. Hopefully you guys are excited for Cemetery Gates and the things coming up. We got some big things coming up, man. It's huge. We're planning down the line. Stand around with the TEW community. Give it some love. And until next time, I'm BT Savage. This is Max Hit Matt, and we'll see you in the next episode of Crimson Championship Wrestling.